171 points. Yes, that's right. That is how much the Sydney Swans beat the West Coast Eagles in round 15. But we must move on to round 16. It wasn't the best of weeks, if I'm honest. 3 right and 3 wrong. The first game was Geelong Cats versus Melbourne. I did Melbourne by 20 because they've been normally pretty consistent. However, Geelong are a frustrating team this year, aren't they? Because they are so unpredictable. You know, they lose against teams they shouldn't be losing. They win against teams that maybe they shouldn't be winning against. But Cats won by 15 points this week. And I'm gutted. I knew my week had started badly. And it carried on because the second game on Friday, oh my God. I don't know why. I thought maybe because, you know, St Kilda were playing at home. I just don't know. I don't know what I was doing. Why did I back St Kilda? Why did I do it? I know why I did it, because St Kilda were win, lose, and they had lost the previous week. So I thought, see if they can keep up that form and win. They didn't. So I absolutely balls that up completely. And Brisbane won by 28, a fairly comfortable win for them. 70% of people went for them as well. So stupid. But there was some positivity, because the mighty Swans, we played at the SCG against West Coast and we won by, hang on, how did so many people get in that 30%? No, they didn't. So I'm looking at that line for the 30%. Surely no one got within 30% of that score. I don't think they did. Sydney won by 171. What a win. Of course I expected Swans to win. I did them to win by 50. I wish I did them to win by more. Of course, 1% of people went for West Coast. And who the hell did that? You must be insane. But no one got anywhere near the scoreline at all. I think the highest looks like about 92. I think someone did 92 and someone did 91, which is a weird number to predict. Anyway, happy with that. Just gutted that didn't get the score anywhere near. Next up, I have backed Fremantle so many times this year. Like so many times. And every time I back them, they lose. So when I don't back them, what do? They win. 93-61 to Fremantle. They won by 32. I did Essendon to win by 20. This was a really, really close. This is one of the closest predictions, I think, at the whole season so far. 48% went for Fremantle. 52 went for Essendon. I got nothing. Again, I got absolutely nothing. A shocker. Then I did a little bit better with this one. Collingwood versus Crows. I am amazed, though. I am amazed that Adelaide Crows only had 4% of you guys picking them. I thought it would be a close one because Crows have been playing well. Collingwood, yes, they've been winning, but I wasn't sure if they were going to be able to score that many more than the Crows. So I did them to win by 10. They won by 2. That's why I'm amazed that only 4% went for Crows. And some of the people that did go for Crows, anyone 10 and under, did get a half a point for the close score as well. So fair play to that for them. I'm happy with that. It gives me a few points. But obviously, the majority of people also did that. Apart from a lot of people went for a lot higher scores. But last game, Gold Coast versus Hawthorn. And I'm annoyed about this as well because I thought I did a real big scoreline. I did them to win by Gold Coast to win by 40 because Hawthorn have been playing poor. And yeah, they won by 67, so I was 27 off and I'm not within the 30%, which is I'm gutted about. And I don't think anyone got the extra half a point either there. So there are the results from round 15. Onto the league table so far. Jackson is now sitting top of the table. Jackson and Azimus both got all of the games correct. Ragnarok X, who's been sitting at the top for a long time, he got 4 correct However, no close results. And those close results make a difference. That's why Super Brew is really, really interesting, because it's not just picking who wins. It's trying to get it close. Hugo's gone up a fair bit there. Who else? Hacksaw up 17 places. Wow. That must be all of them correct, surely. Where am I? Any other movement? Marie Formica up 11 places. Not bad. Hazy up 9. Topo 21 down 10. The Salmonator down 13. Ouch. Rach down 12. I am down 8. Oh, God. 44th place for me. So, Wooden Spoon down 8 places goes to Albie 1988. Wooden Spoon, you must have had a shocker. Where is the golden? Have I gone... Oh! Nab Tab down in 89th place. Only goes up 3 places, but he gets the gold... Oh, there you go. He gets the golden hat for the week. Still plenty more weeks to go. I just want to see what the difference is at the moment. There is not a lot. 112, 111, 109, 109, 104. Really, it is that top 4 especially. Those top, it's for those top 4 to lose now, isn't it? But really interesting. Still plenty more weeks to go. On to this week then. First game Thursday at the Gabba. Brisbane versus Richmond. Both have very similar form, don't they? Mostly wins recently with 2 losses, but it is at the Gabba. I think that's the best we can go by. Brisbane, they're 2 wins off the top spot. Richmond are trying to sneak up, but I think Brisbane should, on paper, be too strong for Richmond. So I'm gonna go Brisbane by 20. I think because Richmond are finding a little bit of form, maybe they'll keep it a little bit tighter, but Brisbane by 20 for the first one. Then Friday at Sydney Cricket Ground, we've got Sydney versus Geelong. It is, I'm sure we haven't long ago played this team. This doesn't make sense. Well, I'm sure we played them recently, but what do I know? So, Swans versus Geelong, very similar form as well, isn't it? You've got the fact that it's at the SCG. I have to go with the Swans because they're my team. We're going to have a resurgence. I'm going to do by 10. The problem is, and actually it's with both teams now, but especially with Geelong, how they've been, you don't know what Geelong team's turning up. How many times am I saying this with certain teams? Geelong have beaten teams they probably shouldn't have. They probably lost to teams they shouldn't have. It's a real mixed bag. I'm going to go Sydney. They're at home. Come on. It's more hopeful than anything. Next, we've got Adelaide Crows versus North. Now, North cannot buy a win. They're so plucky. This is the thing. They're so plucky. They try so hard. And they do score goals, but they can never cross the finish line. It's mad. Crows, they are sitting in 8th spot. Now, for me, ideally, I prefer if North won. Not because I don't like Crows, but Swans need to try and get into that 8th place. So you need those teams just above you to lose. But I don't think they will. You might get a surprise, but I do Crows by 30. I do wish North would win, though, I must say. Then we've got at Marvel Stadium, Bulldogs versus Dockers. Dockers annoy me because when I back them, they lose. When I don't back them, they win. I don't know. Bulldogs are favourites here. They're at Marvel. Fremantle are travelling. I can only go by the home team, but then I bet they'll lose. No, I'm going to go Dockers. Yeah, I'm going to go Dockers by 10. I don't think it'll be a lot. I don't think Dockers win by that much very often. I'm going to go Dockers. I'm going against my head, going with my gut. Some will be like, don't do that, but I am. Then Metricon, Gold Coast versus Collingwood. Now, Gold Coast actually not awful form. I'm surprised they're only in 10th. They're a team that's fighting for the top 8. Collingwood won by 2 points last week, which was a very tight one. Collingwood don't really need the wins at the moment. They are, well, if they don't get top 4, then they've blown it. They've had a disaster, but they will get top 4. I've got no doubt about it. Gold Coast are fighting, another one of those teams fighting to get the top 8. But, it's difficult. It's actually harder than you think. Collingwood should win on paper, but they're away from home. Gold Coast trying. Let's do it. Gut feeling today. Gut feeling. Let's go Gold Coast by 10. That could be an absolute disaster. It really could be a disaster, but screw it. I'm going for it. MCG time. Essendon versus Port. Port are away from home, but they are on such good form. Essendon did find a little bit of form, but lost last week. But I just can't see anyone beating Port at the moment. I just cannot see anyone. And I don't... Yeah, I'm going to go Port by 20. Might not be huge, but Port are just so good at the moment. They are so good. Who's going to beat them? Who is going to beat them? That is the question. MCG again, but on Sunday. Hawthorn versus Carlton. Carlton are really struggling now. I actually thought they would break in and get 7th place when I did my initial predictions, but they have been hopeless. They won their last week, their last game. They've had a week off. Hawthorn, they're winning some, losing more, but this is a difficult one. I'm amazed at how much Carlton are favourites. I'm amazed how much Carlton are favourites in this one. And there's not loads separating the teams. There's only 4 points separating them, but how are Carlton that much of favourites? I don't understand. And do I go with my gut feeling and say Hawthorn, or do I've got to go I'm going to go Hawthorn. I'm going to go Hawthorn by 6. It's a tight one, but that's a real difficult one, and I'm amazed by the difference in that odds there. Really am amazed. Then we are going up to the Northern Territory. Melbourne versus GWS. Their form is fairly similar. GWS have had pretty good form recently, but team, who knows if they're going to turn up. The D's are clearly the favourites, and they should, on paper, they should run away winners. I'm going to do D's by 30 and hope Giants don't really turn up. Then last game of the last game of the week at Optus Stadium, West Coast versus St Kilda. Yes, it is in the West. Yes, it is a home game, but West Coast are awful. They've just gone from losing by 171 shots to Swans. Now, there's two things that can happen in my mind. They can either crumble again. They're on such a low that they'll crumble again. I don't think they'd lose by 170 odd again though. Or that gives them a real kick up the arse, and they do something about it. But I don't think they will. So St Kilda are going there for the win, I think. And I'm going to do Saints by 50. I don't think it will be as much, but Saints should win. So the roundup for this week, we've got Brisbane by 20, Swans by 10, Crows by 30, Fremantle by 10, Gold Coast by 10, Port by 20, Hawthorn by 6, D's by 30, and Saints by 50. Well, I've got to try and get back up. I just would love to break into the top 10. I don't think it's going to happen. Very interesting to see the top of the table going on and how you guys are doing currently. If you're enjoying this series, make sure you like and subscribe for more, and I'll catch you next time.